Hello everyone, Monty here, and today's chat is entitled, Let Thy Food Be Thy Medicine, and Thy Medicine Be Thy Food. So a lot of you probably heard that saying before. That was a saying thousands of years ago by the father of medicine, Hippocrates, the Hippocratic Oath, that always said, let thy food be thy medicine, and thy medicine be thy food. And there was an ancient Ayurvedic, which is an Indian, naturopathic kind of, ideology saying that said, with good food, medicine is of no need, and medicine is no need if there is good food. Something like that. I don't really remember that one exactly, but that was pretty close. So, thousands of years ago, these fathers of medicine talked about the connection between health and medicine. And now, more than ever, it's important to understand this, especially with the coronavirus. And all these doctors, when this first thing started, all these doctors were saying, it's so important to fill your body with good, nutritious, healthy food so you boost your immune system through these healthy foods. There's tons of foods that are immune boosters. And, so you can fight off things and maybe be one of the people that the coronavirus won't affect so badly. And so one of the first things they were saying that the people that were very susceptible to corona were not just the elderly, but people who had diabetes and other health conditions. And I've read many places that 70-something% of all illness is caused by lifestyle, whether it be diet, lack of exercise, or drinking and smoking. But believe it or not, the diet was the largest part of it. I forgot what the exact percentages were, but they said 70% of all disease, or 78% I think it was actually. It was lifestyle related, and a very small percentage was made up of the smoking and drinking. It was more like not exercising and what you eat. And now we're hearing in the news about how the minorities in this country, specifically African Americans, their death rate are so high, and they're relating it to not having access to a lot of healthy food, both from a socioeconomic perspective, because let's face it, eating healthy is really expensive. I would be embarrassed to tell you what I spent on food just from me a week. And now that I'm making food for my mother and my aunt, it's ridiculous. The average person just couldn't afford to do that. It's just, buy all organic at Whole Foods and all of that. So, and also, in this country, I was talking about our gluttonous American culture, not just economically, but also that we have to surround ourselves. And I'm the biggest violator of this too, big house, fancy cars, fancy clothes, But our diet, and where 70% of us are overweight or obese, it's 35% are obese, okay? 35 and 25% are overweight. And they were talking about people with diabetes are very susceptible to corona. And so I guarantee you a lot of these people who are 30% overweight are obese. Have diabetes, probably a very large percentage. Diabetes is rampant in this country, and I forgot what the statistics were as well. And I watched a couple of Netflix videos a couple of years ago, maybe 2-3 years ago. I'm sorry, I don't remember what the names of them were. And I'll say it again because I tell people this in my videos and they're still saying, "What, Monty, can't you remember the name?" No, I don't remember the names. It's okay, so please don't ask me. I'm really sorry. But there's all these different videos, Name What the Health and all this stuff. You go to Netflix and I just binged watch. And I binged watch so many, I didn't write any of the names down. I couldn't even tell you which one said the thing I'm going to talk to you about now. But there was a doctor, it was very interesting, right? There was a doctor that was talking about diet and organic versus not organic, and how it protects you at a cellular level against pathogens or disease, things that would cause disease. And what he said was, it's not that there's, he started off by saying, people are wondering why we have so much escalating disease, so much more cancer than when we did, when we were kids. We don't remember hearing, he was about my age. When I was a kid, we didn't have this many people dying of all these diseases, cancer and other things as much as we do now. And he says it's not just that our environment is more polluted, which it is, with these pathogens or, these things that, we'll cause disease in our environment. He says you can almost track the obesity rates, and I've talked about this before, with the fast food industry growing in this country and people not eating fresh whole foods. We always talk about whole foods, whole grains. What do? We take the wheat and we bleach everything out and just have the white, and we separate the bran and the endosperm. We leave that fluffy white stuff to bake with, which has no nutritional value. And we throw away that bran and the germ or make other products with it, right, that other healthy people eat, but we eat that white stuff. He said, and we eat all this fried food and this packaged food that's not even really food and it's devoid of nutritional value. So he said, it's not just all these pollutants that are making us sick, it's that, but it's not really that, which is a small part of it, he was saying, but it's that we don't have the phytonutrients to protect us on a cellular level against all these pathogens and these bad stuff that's going to, do our body harm. And he gave a really great explanation. He said that, when plants grow, they've got radiation from the sun, pollutants in the air, all things that would kill them, right? But the phytonutrients, the chemicals in these vegetables and fruits and all that, the phytonutrients is what protects them to be strong and from all that stuff, and they can grow and flourish. And he goes, it's the same thing for us. So if we ingest the phytonutrients from the plants and the fruits and the vegetables and all the whole foods, all these nutrients and antioxidants, it protects us at a cellular level from a lot of this stuff. And then he went on to say something that made me feel better, because I do eat mostly organic, almost like 99% organic at home, but I travel a lot for my job, which is impossible. And he said, if you have to, if you can't afford, and he also mentioned this, and believe me, I'm cognizant of this, right? So I don't want anybody schooling me that people can't eat healthy because it's so expensive. That's a socioeconomic issue in our country I can't solve. So I'm talking to the people who can, or at least introduce some more healthy foods to their diet. Like he was even talking, if you just increased your diet 25% more than, with whole foods, not going all crazy like me, but 25% of your diet was whole, natural foods, you probably, and I'm not talking organic, I'm just talking natural, like, fruits, vegetables, and all that, you would be protecting yourself. But he said something else very interesting that I think about when I'm eating these non-organic foods. He says, yes, there's been a link between pesticides and like cancer and other things, right? He said, but the percentage of people, that will actually get cancer from eating a very big diet, if they become vegetarian and eat nothing but whole fruits and vegetables, have all these pesticides, and they're not eating organic, he says is very small. And I would tell any patient to go ahead and switch over, even if you're not buying organic, because chances are it's going to save you and protect you with those phytonutrients from getting all those bad things. And so I also want to talk to you guys about, you learn to like food that you like because it's a learned behavior. I give the two examples, right? And you change your taste buds. I never finished my book, but I wrote a book. One chapter is boot camp for your taste buds. And I'm doing the thankful challenges right now. I said I would do it for at least 21 days. Today was day 20, because it takes 21 days on average. Some people longer, some people less, to something you keep doing to make it a habit. And what I learned when I got off sugar, I went like 3 or 4 weeks, and it was like withdrawal, it made me crazy. But once I got off of it, I didn't like it anymore. I changed my taste buds. And the only sweetness I like is from something natural, like a peach or a banana. I use a lot of bananas as sweeteners when I cook. But that's it. And I taste anything with real sugar or artificial sweetener, I just cringe, and I just want to spit it out. So you can change your taste buds. And the two examples I use all the time is how many times did we, when we first drank alcohol, we first drank coffee when we were a kid. And if you didn't drink coffee or alcohol, I'm sorry, it's not a good example. And it was like, oh, this stuff is gross. But we liked the effect. We liked the buzz we got from the coffee. Like in college, I drank coffee like a madman. That's why I talk so fast. And I love out my alcohol, right? I never liked the taste, but I liked the effect on my body. And then sooner or later, you acquire a taste for it, and you crave it. I crave a cup of coffee several times a day. I crave alcohol at the end of a long week. The taste of it, I just love it now, but it used to taste like battery acid to me. So it is possible to do that. So now when you have the time to change your diet and do something better for yourself, it's not that you just want to be healthy. It could possibly protect you from this virus killing you. I mean, watch the news. Doctors are talking about this. Please eat healthy. Now more than ever is the time for you to eat healthy and boost your immune system. I'm going to see if I can find that magazine that I had that lists all the healthiest foods and the immune boosting foods, and maybe do a whole chat on the immune boosters. When I moved, I don't know where I put it. I'm going to have to go through some drawers. I think it's in my office somewhere, but I really don't know. But I'm going to look for it, because I think that would be a great thing to review today. So again, in closing, because we're running out of time. First of all, by the way, guys, I did a whole great chat on goal, I thought it was great, on goal setting, and I can't upload it for some reason. There's something wrong with my other phone. I use my other phone, my work phone, to record the video, so I'm gonna have to do it on my personal phone. I may have to redo the whole chat, so I'm sorry about that. I really did spend a lot of time yesterday making notes and doing the chat. I don't know what happened to it. But another thing that I read somewhere that I use as a slogan all the time, now I want you to listen to this very carefully. Every time you eat or drink, you make a decision whether you're fueling disease or fighting disease by what you're putting in your body. Let me say it again. Every time you eat or drink, there's drinks too, right? You are making the decision, conscious decision of either fueling your body, you're fueling disease, in your body, or you are fighting it. So you drink food and eat food that's devoid of nutritional value, that has all these chemicals and artificial sweeteners, and I can go on about the artificial sweeteners and what they've proven it does to your body, helps you get fat, gives you all kinds of different diseases, cancer, MS they even think is related now. I could go on and on and on, right? And all these chemicals and all this, I always read labels and I want to make sure it's like 4 or 5 ingredients. It's not like all these words I can't even pronounce, right? And so just think about that. Think about that saying in your head every time you pick up a drink or food. Is this gonna fuel disease or is it gonna help me fight disease? I think about that all the time. And I even take it a step further. I think, okay, I'm working out really hard every week. I wanna get bigger again, right? I'm really working hard. I gotta get a lot of protein. So I try to even stay away from the good carbs, like the whole grain bread, right? And kind of dial that back a little bit and replace it with a piece of protein. So anyway, just remember what Hippocrates and Ayurvedic saying said long, long, long ago, that let thy food be thy medicine and thy medicine be thy food. Consciously think about what you put into your body, especially at a time like now. Not just to, you eat nutritious food, it's gonna help boost you up. You eat bad food and you're sitting on the couch and you're like, oh my God, why did I eat that? And you're already depressed and you're already anxiety ridden, right? We all are, right? So anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's chat. I hope you give it some thought. Now is the best time for you to make a lifestyle change with what you're putting into your body to help you stay healthy and look your best too. Well, that's all for today, and I'll be talking to you tomorrow.